Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I am Onur Görür. I'm in the Windows marketing team working in the Microsoft Middle East and Africa. Thanks for joining us today on this education visionary briefing session. Today we're going to be talking about how Microsoft empowers educational institutions with the solutions and infrastructures that we provide, as well as with the educational materials and sessions and engagements that we drive. We'll be specifically focusing on Windows 10. As you might know, in last year in July 29th, we launched Windows 10, and today we have more than 200 million PCs and devices across the world running Windows 10, and it's still accelerating very fast. And we also see a good adoption of Windows 10 in educational institutions and schools, universities in Middle East and Africa, as we work very closely with those organizations. But before we start, and if you have any questions, you can always go ahead and click the ask, go use either the live chat, or you can go to the ask a question section, so that I'll be checking that section, and we'll respond to your questions as well. So let's kick off the conversation. I'll just be talking about maybe a bit before we go into the Windows 10 on our approach on how we work with educational institutions, mainly universities as well as colleges in Middle East and Africa. As Microsoft, we believe that education is all about creating. It's about innovating, and also it's of course about cultivating the curiosity of the students, both in K-12 and in the universities. Of course, we engage a lot with several of the projects in the last maybe 10-15 years, in especially after tablets and technology being immersed into the education environment. We see several device projects landing. Of course, picking the right device has always been an important one, but the projects that have succeeded, is actually takes a couple of components in it, because there's been several projects where we had the device which has been put in the middle, but then without the right components on how to manage the infrastructure, how to train, the educators, the teachers, and then also taking it to the students. And also without the right productivity tools, we don't see several of the projects pick up. But when these components are there, I think we have the right mix. Especially, it should start not with the device, but it should start actually with the student and teacher productivity. Because in the end, the devices are mostly, it's mainly used to educate and to create content and also to consume content together. Again, there's been several tablet projects that we worked on. However, when you just depend on a slate or a tablet, you'll see that these devices are very nice to consume content. However, education is about content creation. Using pen to bringing your thoughts on the picture, share it with the world, and without the right productivity tools, without the right devices that supports that content creation, actually, it's really hard. Of course, another barrier we see is about educators, like teachers, not being very familiar with the technology, especially these days. I even look at my daughter. She's 8 years old, and she even started coding now. I mean, we can see that, of course, kids are born with the technology. Especially for K-12, we can see a gap of technology adoption between the teacher and the student. And when a teacher is not familiar with the technology or not equipped with the right devices, they can just put the devices, on the technology side, and then they can go into the traditional ways. Of course, it's all about learning, and the teacher should be very comfortable using the tools so that they give the best experience to the students in a comfortable way, and then convey the right education to the students. And of course, in the Middle East, the management, the infrastructure is also very important on not just managing the PCs, but to provide solutions, to analyze the information, to bring homework, assignments, in a single place, allow the students and the teachers collaborate, and then, put some restrictions on the devices, like shutting down a camera or remotely wiping a device. So these are the expectations, of course, both in K-12 and also in the higher education as well. Of course, with Microsoft, we want to enable, all of those so that there's a successful implementation of technology, in the institutions that we work with. Moving ahead, of course, let's start with student and teacher product. I just want to give you some examples on what are some of the tools, that we bring to improve student and teacher productivity. If we want to give the students, help the students learn about the 21st century skills. So this can be on communication side, because I think that's one of the top skills that our the students across different ages should be able to have when they graduate. It's about great communication skills. It's the #1 skill that students need to have. Second should be about collaboration, not just getting things done by themselves, but considering the complexity of the workplace, they should know how to work very well together and do some real-time collaboration, co-authoring on the content, and then bringing back the project all together. Of course, while doing that, they should bring in creativity, definitely, and check different ways of doing these things, and also to inspire them and to get them engaged. We need to get the creativity tools, and of course, if we think that the building thinkers for the future, we should also bring tools that cultivate the critical thinking. A couple of examples that we have across those areas. Of course, for the communication, Skype has been well adopted worldwide, and with Windows 10 and with Office, we offer Skype. And with the Office 365 solution that we offer, we have the Skype solution built into that, and you will see that even today you will see more than 400,000 plus classrooms that you can connect with through Skype. Of course, it's especially for universities that has multiple locations. Having a trainer or teacher in one country and then educating across multiple countries at the same time, using Skype is a very convenient way that everybody knows about it, and then it allows the students to meet different cultures, meet different traditions, and with the investments that we've recently done on Skype, like the Skype translator, you can now start chatting in a classroom in, let's say, in German or Turkish or French, and then it will be translated automatically to the other side in English, so that they can get a two-way conversation. Even, we do it right now in Chinese as well, so that you can write in English, it will get translated in Chinese on the other side, and vice versa. Of course, we are we're working on bringing the same functionality to speech, which is, I think, is going to be a revolutionary approach for educators. Teachers speaking a different language and the students listen it on their own, real time. It's going to be a game changer. Other than that, of course, for communication, Office 365, using things like beyond email. Of course, email is standard, but most of the time we see students, using social tools to communicate. So the educators should also be, or the institution should give them the way to have threaded discussions, which is provided through the Yammer, which is part of Office 365. And in that way, you can create classrooms online and kick off a discussion that's going on the Yammer, and students can bring in ideas here. Of course, there are different solutions like Edmodo, ClassMojo. But again, the Yammer is also a great platform to keep content and keep the communication going in the classroom and also outside the classroom, and also bringing the content management into it as well. On the collaboration side, of course, we have a tool, the OneNote tool, which is really strong to get help get things done, with the students, and also creating a collaboration between the student and the teacher. With OneNote in the classroom, which is a special edition of OneNote that we have, you can create a classroom notebook, and then the students will be able to see their content, and then the teachers can contribute into that. And then the teacher can also publish homeworks, publish content that's been reviewed in the class, and then review it in a single notebook way. So think about like a large notebook where everybody contributes, and then with the rights rights management, everybody contributes in their own content. This is again part of Office 365, and also coupled with OneDrive. Then they can also create, edit, share documents either online or also on the mobile apps, or from the traditional Office, from online Office, or from Office apps that we have on iPad, iPhone, and Android platform, as well as, of course, the Windows platform. With Office 365, even they can go beyond documents, and they can share video. You can do screen sharing, screen recording, and coupling with Office Mix. Actually, a teacher can use PowerPoint, which probably they're very familiar with, and then create a video session, a training session, which can be published worldwide through the Office Mix tool. Of course, when you talk about the critical thinking, Minecraft is a big tool, that the kids love. Again, coming back to my daughter, 8 years old, she spends a huge amount of time on Minecraft, exploring the world, creating things, and then with Minecraft, with the recent announcement that our CEO Satya Nadella has made, we are bringing Minecraft right now to education institutions, so that the educational institutions can create their own worlds and for themselves, and then the students of the institution can directly go into the world. They can explore mathematical concepts like like perimeter, area, and volume. They can create history lessons, right? Creating and visiting ancient civilizations, we can say. And of course, by working in a platform, all students have a single platform, it encourages the collaboration, it starts problem solving, actually, and then, in a very fun way, so that they're in an immersed environment there. We believe that Minecraft will add a lot on critical thinking for students in the education space. So it takes it beyond being a game, but a learning platform. And when we talk about creativity, definitely the fundamentals like Word, Excel, PowerPoint are there in Office 365. But I just want to talk about Office Mix and Sway for a second. With Sway, which is a new tool which comes as part of Office 365, students can actually use a web-based canvas. So they can use a browser, or they can use the applications available on the tablets, on an iPad or Windows tablets. And they can use this web-based canvas to explore, to visualize, to share their ideas. Again, if you haven't tried that, I think Sway can add a very easy way to share the ideas, or basically homeworks in an easy way. If the students are getting, not familiar with PowerPoint, for example, again, using Sway, once they create a Sway, it's pretty easy to add video, picture, and text, and design, slide-like web environments. And then with a click, you can easily share it with everybody without even on a web page. You can just click and then learn about it. Again, a very easy to use tool that can, especially for K-12, that can improve the way students are sharing content in an interactive, in an engaging way, let's say. And also with Office Mix, which is a PowerPoint add-on, I can say that we can easily create interactive online lessons and publish it to everybody, and then they can easily get a stick. Again, if you use PowerPoint and you don't have the Office Mix, I highly suggest you have it because it's a free add-on, and you can easily start recording your sessions with video, with audio, put some quizzes in, and get the creativity going on there right away from an easy to use tool. Of course, it doesn't stop there. Of course, Microsoft creates apps, tools, etc. But it doesn't stop there. Of course, with the educational apps, we have maybe hundreds and thousands of applications that are available today on the Windows Store. That is, that can work on tablets. In the PC is the same way. So like the Atlas, the Math Space app. When you go to Windows Store, you will see tons of it. And the good thing is, with Windows 10, we introduced the Windows Store for Business. Actually, with that, you can decide which app. You can create a store on your own for your school or your university, and then you can say, okay, these are the apps that my students will be able to get. So you can give them an option, a curated option for your school, and then you can get apps from Windows Store that are available online, free, or paid apps. But also, if you have applications that has been developed in the school, which has been maybe used for communication, collaboration, or even for academic institution purposes, then you can also publish those apps in the store, and people can easily download them on their device. Again, it really helps with application distribution in a great way. So let's talk about the device for a minute. Of course, picking the right device is always important. Of course, we understand there's the cost pressures there when picking up a device. But on one hand, there's a cost pressure, but on the other hand, you want to create modern classrooms that enable the learning. And as I said, not just on a content consumption perspective, but a content creation perspective, but also it's beyond the walls of a school. So it's not just in the school, but a good interactive way to have in the school and outside of the school. There's enough for different projects. We don't know which one is right, but again, the outcome for a successful device should be it should bring better learning outcomes. You should have the choice of affordable devices and solutions, the safety and the security of the device, and also the students should be provided, and it should be easy to deploy and to manage for the IT. So it's not an extra burden for the school IT. There's multiple options of devices out there. Of course, it can be a smartphone, it can be a slate or a tablet without a keyboard. I can say it's an app-based slate device. Or traditionally, there are laptops, and then finally there are the two-in-one devices, which are really emerging with Windows 10 as well. Of course, as you move on to the right-hand side, you will see that, especially on tablets, you will just consume content, just read books. That's fine, but again, it doesn't help with content creation. As you again bring a two-in-one device today, they come with the digital pen. So, and it was also, especially in the last 2 years, we see digital pens that support different, press, levels. For example, in Surface today, with Surface Pro 4 pen, we have, more than 100 ways of pressure levels, so that it just feels like a real pen. And according to how you type, you just can give your feelings directly to the screen, to the digital screen. It really helps with sketching, annotating, prototyping, or it will give help with the complex visual thinking. I mean, and of course there are several research on this topic, but probably will agree that when you hear a teacher talking to you and then you're taking notes, the pen actually help you get the content, stick it with you much more than the keyboard and the standard typing experience. Again, there's good research supporting that. Again, having the keyboard experience, having touch, having pen, as well as the usual mouse and keyboard, and giving the options to students, on the way to work on a right device is actually pretty much important. And the good thing about Windows 10, what we have invested in Windows 10 is because schools, again, can choose different types of devices, right? It can be, again, you may choose a tablet, you can choose laptops. With Windows 10, what we actually, achieved, perceive to achieve as well, is to have a single experience across devices, be it a laptop, be it a tablet, a phone, a PC, even take it to Xbox or large screen devices like the Surface Hub. We want to provide a single experience to all users. So a single app you design, let's say you have a school, application like the, I don't know, You can think about a KNOX app. The same app, the same code runs the same way across those devices, be the tablet, the PC, or a large screen notebook, and all in one. So that it really helps with the way the apps are created, which you call the universal applications. And of course, we don't stop on the regular devices. Maybe you heard about it, that we announced the first holographic device, bringing, helps you bring holographic objects around the world, which is called HoloLens. And we'll be releasing the HoloLens Developer Edition very soon in the US and Canada, but then, of course, gradually expanding it worldwide. With that solution, again, it's an untethered device, so there's no connection needed to a PC or a phone. By its own, it runs those Windows 10 universal applications. And then think about putting your real world in a classroom, objects like, I don't know, if you're at a biology class, putting a heart in front of the classroom, and then interacting with that heart with gestures, again with just talking, and then again, or by just looking at it with multiple people. Again, we believe that the HoloLens will revolutionize the way on the education, and we have some good examples that we are piloting right now in a couple of universities, especially helping medical medical schools on doing research and also exploration, also being used in a classroom. Again, back to Windows 10. So we have one experience across the devices, a single platform for you to write the applications, so you don't need to worry about the form factor anymore. And then a single store to publish those applications that maybe you develop internally, and then have it run across the devices. That is actually the top the top level of Windows 10, moving to Windows 10. Again, as I said in the beginning, we have more than 200 million devices running Windows 10 today. And again, also in Middle East and Africa, we see a good adoption of Windows 10 that is supporting this number, also in educational institutions. I can say that, for example, comparing on the same hardware between Windows 7 and Windows 10, you will see that more than 30% faster boot times, faster I/O operations, on the same device. And again, with the free upgrade that we're offering, we see that the pickup is pretty much fast, both in the schools and also at home as well. When you think about the device, of course, there are a couple of areas that we need to talk about. These are like better learning outcomes, as I said. It should be affordable, the safety and security should be there, and then we should have a simplified deployment management. So let's go into those areas one by one, if you like. Starting with, of course, with the better learning outcomes. With Windows 10, we want to enable a great, browsing experience. That's the reason we introduced Microsoft Edge browsers. And especially for students, it's a good idea to use a pen to use the website as a canvas. So let's think about you open a web page, and then you use your pen or even keyboard if you don't have a pen, or touch to take notes, to share notes then easily from a web browser. I think it's a good way to interact with the web pages, and it brings a new experience to the internet. Of course, with Windows 10 from the store, we had the rich learning experiences that are provided through education apps, which were running on Windows 8 now can be ported to Windows 10. Definitely the key apps would be the OneDrive and Office 365 and OneNote, and you may assume that they work perfectly on Windows 10, and also supported by other platforms like Android, iPad. Also we have a great experience on those platforms. Definitely on the desktop, you will see multitasking made much easily, virtual desktops allowing you to work on multiple things. And on the device side, we bring advanced thinking, and also you can rest assured that Windows 10 will be supporting a good range of hardware peripherals, we can say. Of course, when you think about the Windows, it will also run on smart boards, a lot, and then you can easily interact, through the capabilities of inking and the gestures as well on smart boards that are available today, running the Windows platform. We can also talk about, definitely on the device choice that we offer. Definitely on some areas of Middle East, maybe there is a choice to use premium devices, we can say, which offers everything. But then there are some schools that can be or with the cost pressure, or there can be reasons to use affordable solutions. And we have a good range of devices right now with Windows 10 available on the market, offering the right needs for the students. Of course, bringing you the content creation with the keyboard, mouse, inking and beyond. So that there's also the importance of the ease of access to support the handicaps on learning. Of course, over the years, we have a good speech-to-text, text-to-speech capabilities to support the students that need extra care while learning. And we work with our developer partners on that front to have a much better experience. But of course, the operating system by itself, with narrator and beyond, we try to bring a easy to use, easy to access experience. Of course, there has been improvements also on the safety and easy access to store, so that both teachers and also the students get access to the applications pretty much easily. And then we also again working with HoloLens and Xbox, we also try to bring the benefit. The good thing for students is if you have today if you're working with Microsoft and you have a volume licensing agreement that covers the institution, then the students will get a benefit to use Windows 10 for free. So they need to get a Windows 10 license for free. That also applies to Office 365 and also for the device management capabilities on Intune. So I mean, if you are working Microsoft, if you're a license agreement, your students will get almost everything for free, to use Windows 10 and as I said, Office 365, which is our emailing, calendaring, collaboration solution and beyond. And when of course, there's a huge range of devices, and we can always support you. If you have any, if you need to choose a device, it can be a two-in-one. It can be, a laptop still, which is still, meaningful, and then it can be a tablet, as well. With our partners like HP, Lenovo, Dell, and also partnership with Intel, we offer a huge range of device solutions. So we are ready to help you to choose the right device for your academic institution. Of course, when we talk about the device, I think one of the key important topics to discuss is the safety and the security of the device. And with Windows 10 and with Office 365, we've done a huge amount of investment on this front. And I can easily say that several enterprises are choosing Windows 10 because of these safety and security features. First, we bring a single identity for schools through Azure Active Directory. And if you are using today Office 365, you're already using Azure Active Directory. This allows you to log on to all applications, educational applications, to Office, to your device for the students with a single identity, so that the students don't need to remember tons of passwords or usernames to log on. With a single username and password that the school provides them, they can log on to all the applications. Even on top of it, if they have a Windows 10 device that supports Windows Hello, they don't need to remember any password, because then either your face or your eyes becomes your passwords, right? You become the password with Windows Hello. For example, we have this in Surface Pro 4 today, and also like Lenovo and Dell, our partners are bringing devices in H2 with Windows Hello capabilities. You just sit in front of your PC, and then boom, you just log into your device. Once you log into your device, of course, you can use this to log on to applications as well. So it's a great way, an easy-to-use way, so that there is no burden to IT for students to call and then ask for their forgotten password. You're just getting away from that. And as Windows Hello is distributed, it's getting widely used across across schools, organizations. I think it's going to be a game changer on identity management as well. Of course, this is fully enterprise and security compliant. None of the face recognition, iris recognition capabilities are sent to servers. So the recognition is done on the device. So you can rest assured that this is a secure solution. That can be implemented in enterprises even as well, but it's also very important for the students. Also, we are bringing device card and Windows Defender improvements. With device card, you can lock down the device to any application. So you can say, okay, on this device that I distribute to your students, they will only run those 3 applications and nothing else. Okay, that can be a choice. And then this is actually being secured by the hardware protection. So there is no software way to hack the system. Okay, so this is entirely supported by the TPM chip, and then which is available on Windows 10 devices. And with that, you can use device card to lock down device, either for students or for the for the academic personnel. Again, beyond that, we offer the enterprise data protection BitLocker to encrypt the device. Again, I think this is more important for the institutional devices, so that the information of the device is secure even when the device is stolen. Okay, I mean, especially in the rural, in Africa, we see that devices are getting stolen. So, but that's not. Of course, there's a cost with the device, but more importantly, there can be more, much more valuable information in that device, and getting the value of that content is much more than the value of the device. So with BitLocker, you can rest assured that the device, the content of the device gets secure, even if the device is stolen, because without using without the BitLocker password, nobody can get access to it. And also with enterprise data protection, we bring a containerization solution, which actually puts a separation between the personal data and the institutional data on the device, so that, let's say, the teacher can check the pictures, etc., on their own content. But let's say there's content that's been downloaded from the school, that belongs to school. It can be a revisionary document, it can be a curriculum document, I don't know. And you can selectively wipe the content, and you can also limit the sharing of the content. So let's say you can say, okay, if the student or the teacher tries to get that content on Facebook or Twitter, you can block this activity. Or you can say, okay, go ahead and put it there on Twitter, but then you're going to log this activity and you'll know that you've done it. And these are some of the ways, to track usage and to put security on the device. Of course, we always impose Windows Defender, so that with Windows 10 devices, Windows starts first and nothing else. And once Windows starts, we always put Windows Defender as the first starting point, so that there is no rootkits, viruses coming in between the device start. Again, I think that's one of the concerns. Of course, the students are always, tries to find new ways to learn, so they try to get apps to their devices. But then with Windows Defender, you can rest assured that nothing comes in between, like the rootkits and viruses. So again, these are some of the things that we actually position. But again, I think coupled with Office 365 and Azure, we have a end-to-end solution to enable safety and security in the school, of course, on the devices. So let's move ahead and maybe let's talk about what we bring to IT. I believe we have also some IT person on the call today. So let's talk about how we deploy and manage the infrastructure, which can be a burden as well. But with Windows 10, actually, we have made tons of improvements. First, compatibility both on the hardware side, app side is very important. And of course, you can, either think that, Windows has a great compatibility with the existing hardware or the applications on the desktop applications or the Windows 8 applications that you may have invested in. And then for existing devices running Windows 7 and Windows 8, you can do an in-place upgrade to Windows 10. Okay, this, instead of the wiping and formatting and replacing the image, with Windows 10, it's very easy. It's an in-place upgrade. You keep all apps, documents, settings in place, and then move your device to Windows 10. You can also enable dynamic provisioning, which is, so let's say your teacher, your student brings a new PC to school, and with a single click that IT provides to a provisioning package, you can apply policies to the device. Or you can push applications, again, in a couple of minutes without doing a re-imaging of the device. Of course, we also understand that, the management of keeping the device secure is important. And with Windows 10, every couple of months, they're going to bring you innovation now. So every 3-4 months, as you know, once we feel we're ready, we're going to be publishing a new version of Windows. So, and in that, with Windows for Updates for Business, you can decide which students, which teachers, which or departments gets it first, and then you can gradually roll it out at your own pace. But I think, you know, this approach of giving Windows as a service brings a huge value to keep devices up to date and also bring new technology to students right away, you know, without, you know, delays. On the mobile device management side, it can be a Microsoft platform device, a Windows device. It can be in a third-party platform like iPad, Android, or, you know, iPhones even. We have mobile device management capabilities that we, that we offer through our Windows Intune solution, so that mobile device management comes at the ease. But for Windows devices, again, for tablets, we have a cloud-based solution to manage those devices. Again, the good thing is, as Microsoft, we offer you solutions on the cloud, on-prem, or the hybrid solutions. From a single pane of glass, you can see the devices that are connected from the cloud or, you know, the on-premise in the institution, and you can manage them all in a single console, which gives an ease to the IT to manage those devices. Through System Center, basically as a product, or through Intune, you can manage both Microsoft devices and also the third-party platform devices in a single pane. For Windows 10, actually with Windows 10, we also introduced a new version of Windows 10, which is Windows 10 Education, which is entirely designed for educational institutions. It has all of the Windows Enterprise functionality. Of course, it comes with aggressive academic discounts. And once you have the licensing covered for the institution, students are eligible, you know, for free to benefit without additional cost. You know, they can get it to their own devices, and it gives them more deployment options as well, regardless of the, you know, the underlying operating system. You can get Windows to Windows 10 Education, and it will also, you know, in the future will give you class management tools as part of the Windows 10 Education offering in the next releases of Windows 10. Again, for IT, I think it also goes beyond the classroom solutions. Of course, IT management is one of them, but then we also offer solutions around student life cycle, like educational analytics, you know, recruitment, retention. Of course, these are mostly delivered through our developer partners, but if you have needs for those applications in the infrastructures that runs in your school, we can easily bring those offerings to you. Of course, for the business management of, especially for private schools, you know, transportation, facilities, safety, security, there are solutions in all of those areas. Even on research, with our cloud solutions that is provided through Azure, you can, you know, easily use the Azure platform to scale, you know, to make analysis, you know, deep analysis without on-premise server investment, by just utilizing the power of the cloud and, you know, running your analysis on the cloud. Of course, we have also offerings on, you know, on Azure platform that are, you know, that are free of charge offered to the institutions. In the beginning, we talk about training, so we talk about technology a lot today. So Windows 10, Office 365. Of course, these are all evolving. There are different platforms, of course, you might be considering. But I think the important area is for the teachers. They should be also very comfortable to bring those to their students. Otherwise, again, students can easily, you know, rule out, you know. So we need to make sure that our educators are ready to cope with, you know, with them. So for that, we of course offer we have an online educator community, which all teachers can, you know, participate free of charge, and they can get benefits from trainings. There is a range of world-class, you know, research-based professional development programs available on the platform, and you can easily sign up, you know, and then, you know, also collaborate with your peers on this platform. But as Microsoft, we also you know, talk about in multiple levels we engage with schools. Of course, one of them is policymaker engagements that we drive as Microsoft, like the, you know, ICT maturity, We offer a transformation framework for countries, for Ministry of Education for that. And then for private schools, universities, we engage with the school leaders, and we have a coaching view. We have programs on that level. And then for training these teachers, educators, we provide deep learning competencies through multiple classroom trainings. And then for students as well, we work on bringing the right curriculum, working again with the ministries, or also with the curriculum makers, let's say, as well. So in different areas, we provide free professional development trainings to school leaders, to educators and students. And again, if you're interested in those, we can always, you can always get in touch with with us, and then we can have a plan for your educational institution. So to wrap up today, actually a couple of things that you can get started with. Definitely signing up for the Office 365 education is important, so that you can get going with with the email, with social capabilities on Yammer or Skype, and this is again offered to students for free of charge. Of course, this all comes with Office on-premise, like the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, which is widely used as well, both in the institution, also through the students. Of course, you can upgrade to Windows 10 for free on your existing device, even at your home PC. As a reminder, if you have any device running Windows 7 and 8 today, you are eligible for a free upgrade to Windows 10 on your home PC right away. There are new ways to interact with students, like way Minecraft is coming again. We'll be sharing much more on Minecraft in the upcoming weeks and months. If you need to choose the right device, if you need support, again, as we discussed, picking the single device is not important, but the solution is more important. So again, we can give you a range of devices that are available in your country. For learning options, we can always, again, support you there to give you the right options for professional development of the educators. And finally, today we haven't covered it, but if you have analytics needs, you can jump on the cloud platform that Microsoft offers through Microsoft Azure, and learn about Azure in education and what we offer on the analytics or high performance computing and others. So with that, I would like to stop. Let me just go and check the questions. So if you have any questions, you can always, again, as I said, you can write those down in the Ask a Question window. So nothing, I think, yet. So again, okay. Okay, or you can use the live chat window as well to ask your questions. Otherwise, I'll be waiting like 1 more minute, but if you have no questions, thanks for your participation today. I hope it has been a good introduction for you. Again, we'll be contacting you further with the content that we shared with you today, with the recording, as well as some follow-up items that we can dwell on how we can work further with you to provide you a complete technology solution for your school or institution. Thank you, and have a great day.